Hey there, welcome back to a brand new video. We're going to be looking at these guys, Crested Geckos. These cute little guys are from an island called New Caledonia. It's right by Australia. It's a dense, vegetation-filled island, and they were first discovered in 1866. However, they weren't documented for around 100 years, and so scientists presumed that they were just extinct. Although, that was until the 1990s when a researcher went to the island, and in the midst of a storm, he noticed that they started to appear, crawling all around trees, and sure enough, they would jump, just like that. Alright, maybe it would be a little bit more graceful in the wild, because ever since then, these guys were brought into captivity, and the reptile hobby has loved them. Their numbers are far away from extinction, and they're able to live their best lives in captivity, with many believing that they could easily live up to 2 decades in captivity. That's longer than most dogs. They'll live a long time, really because they're in such a large space, have a lot of exercise, and are able to hide and feel immersed. What I love about reptiles is how goofy they are. I mean, these guys will just lick their own eyeball. What a goober. If you watched my last video on leopard geckos, you may have noticed that those guys have eyelids while these guys do not. They have just a protective layer. They are similar to leopard geckos in the sense that they're awake whenever they want, but particularly at night. That's when they can see best and do their hunting. This is what they look like in the wild, and so in captivity, we've been able to give them some cool patterns and colorations. They're called crested geckos because of those distinctive spines, or crests. I see them as little eyelashes over their eye. Oh, wow, did you see that? Look at how their pupil just retracts in the light. And if you were wondering if this can be pet, I'm happy to show you. Here we go. See? They don't really mind it. They certainly mind it less than the leopard geckos. I mean, look, I can touch their head and there's no problem. He even seems to enjoy it. And see here, they just go wherever they like. And just like leopard geckos, they all have different personalities, but by and large, their personality is being friendly. And here, we also have 3. This one was my first one. I call her Mars because of her pattern. Did you see the way she looked at me? Oh, and don't mind that food bowl to the left. I'm going to clean that out and show you exactly what that is. But for now, look at this. They love these pets. Something you may also have noticed is that they're very unique in their sticky paws. They don't have claws that can just dig into wood. Instead, they essentially have what I could describe as suction cups, but the science behind it is much crazier. So here, we're gonna turn on the rain and show you what their skin is like. It's hydrophobic. The skin doesn't really get wet like us. Instead, it just kinda bounces off, maybe forms droplets on it. And they do seem to really enjoy the water, even if it's sometimes hard to grip onto. This guy is literally me. Look at the way he just cleans his mouth. I don't even know what he's eating. They are always trying to act sneaky. Look at him. Probably thinks I can't see him. You know, I raised all of these guys as babies, and it's so wild to think about that. In a few years, they become full-grown adults. I really like the white pattern on this one. It's so unique from leopard geckos in the wild. What's crazy is that a lot of people breed them for money. I mean, the lily white crested gecko goes for hundreds of dollars. But I've never really been one for morphs. I've always liked the personality. Here, I'm gonna go back to petting him. And look, you can even pet these little crests. It feels a little funny. I don't know if they can tell. I bet they can. Oh. And now she's chilling. Truth be told, a lot of watching reptiles is seeing them just sit in one spot. Here, let's put this on 2x speed. But you know what? Their eyes are so interesting. Let me see if I can get closer. They definitely look a lot scarier than leopard gecko eyes. That's for sure. Oh, hold on. I see some movement. Here's a sneak peek at some future videos. These guys live with some frogs. Must have went down the wrong pipe. Look at him, this guy's fixing to escape. He sees his tent open and he thinks, I'm gonna go for a stroll. Always conniving, always plotting. That's what lizards do. Here, you know what? I turn my back for 2 seconds and this is what happens. And see, after a while, they start to crawl out. But here, no reason for them to go hungry. While they do eat insects, they also love this thing called Pangea mix. It has a lot of different brand names, but it's essentially meant to represent decaying fruit, but in a healthy way. It has all their nutrients and minerals, and they just can't get enough of it. Oh. This stuff is relatively cheap too, so crested geckos make excellent beginner reptiles. And so here, I'm gonna place this down, I'm gonna show you. These guys will just travel to it because they can sense it out, they love it. But I'm just gonna bring him. Here you go, buddy. Let's see, already licking before he's there. Is it weird that when I first got a packet of the stuff, I googled to see if it was edible for people? I mean, look at them. They go crazy for this stuff. I've yet to try it, but I really can't get enough of them. There's just something so different, so goofy about reptiles that just constantly captivates me. They're like all like a bunch of little toddlers. Bug-eyed toddlers. But you know what? That about does it for this video, everyone. I appreciate you watching and sticking around to the end. Catch you next time on Retrograde.